And let me get back in the corner here real quick. Boop, there we go. And welcome back to part 22 of What if Mikoto Uchiha adopted Naruto Uzumaki? So last time, Naruto and Sasuke had gone through a couple of this smaller, well, it's not smaller, but in this case, in this story, smaller story arcs in the story. The Orochimaru Sasuke retrieval arc, if you will, the Kakuzu and Hidan arc, all those minor things that happened. But we last off with Mikoto informing Naruto and Sasuke of a scroll, a message from Itachi, saying that, yes, little brother, meet me here, and you will have all your answers. Kind of like that, basically kind of how I always kind of depict it a little bit, where Itachi, because let's be honest, if Itachi wanted to get into the village, he could get into the village. But Itachi basically calling Sasuke out. And to some degree, Naruto as well. In this because obviously Naruto is, in this case, a sibling. So Naruto and Sasuke both kind of fall into the whole, calling them both out because he's hoping they would follow, a certain path to, stop him and protect the village, la 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 la. Naruto and Sasuke both are looking at this like, okay, what do we do? It's like, well, we have to go. Yeah, I know we have to go, but do we just leave? We can't just not tell people. And Sasuke is looking at his mom. Makoto's looking at him. And Mom, what should we do? And Makoto's just looking at him and just thinking over that night where Itachi took Fugaku's life and killed almost all the clan off. But knowing the reason behind it, and thinking on it, and she looks at him and is like, you're my sons. You'll always be my sons, but you're also ninja now. You're a Jonin. Naruto, you both are a level Jonin. Sasuke, you're an actual Jonin. Way to rub it in, Mom. And she kind of just smiles a little bit. I'm retired at this point. I can't tell you what to do. I can only give you my support as a mother. No matter what you choose to do, I will be backing you up behind that. As don't think you're alone in that. As they see Kakashi show up. He's not in his actual Jonin gear per se. He's a bit more lax, but he doesn't have his book out. Obviously, he's spending more time there because he's dating their mom. Think words here. He comes up from behind, he puts a hand on Makoto's shoulder, support. It looks like, no matter what you choose, we will have your back, no matter what. Because that's what it means to be a family. That's what it means to be ninja of the Hidden Leaf. And Naruto and Sasuke both see him as support, because they don't see Kakashi as a secondary father figure per se. They see him more as just their teacher and their friend. So what they do ultimately is take this letter to Tsunade and this information to Tsunade and basically just say, yeah, look, we get it. It's Itachi. And if you need to send more people out there, we understand that. But we personally, we have to go. Like he's calling us out. If you want to have some guys on standby, that's fine. Great. But we need to do this. Because if otherwise, this might be the only chance we have to get him and get the information we need out of him. And so now he's looking at us like, I understand that, but you understand that it's still Itachi. No matter how strong you've gotten, you can't underestimate him no matter what. And let's be clear, this is still Itachi. It's like, yeah, just because they have gotten a lot stronger does not mean they could necessarily go toe-to-toe with Itachi. Hell, look how strong Sasuke got in the actual fight. Canon fight in the actual series. He summoned Kirin down. He literally summoned a legitimate lightning beast made of pure light, not lightning chakra, that was going to basically blow up the entire area and would have killed Itachi had it not been Susanoo. And he still failed to beat him. Sasuke got pretty strong, and Itachi really, of course, Itachi's goals were not actually to kill Sasuke. Let's be fair about that. But still, it's like Itachi was a beast. Still, anyway, they're like, yeah, we understand that. And like we said, if you got to send some backup, we got that. And, it's very well. You'll be leaving at this time, so forth. And they, prepare. They both get ready to go, and they see Sakura, they see Kakashi there, and they're wondering, like, what's going on? It's like, where, you're back? And well, you said it was okay for Susanoo to send backup. Where your backup? But we can't. You guys both know that it's Itachi. You can't just. As strong as you guys have gotten, I don't know if you can handle him, Sakura. And I know the Sharingan still really puts a strain on you, Kakashi. I never said we'd be fighting Itachi. Itachi is for you to handle. But if it's anything like last time, he's gonna have Kasami with him as well. We'll be there for your backup, just in case. and and they both look at their team like, "Thank you." Besides, and then Sakura comes in and gets right in Sasuke's face, and she's like, "Besides, I can't have you dying on me yet. You still owe me a wedding." It's like, and then Naruto's looking, like, "Wait, what?" It's like, and Sasuke immediately comes in, like, "Look, we're dating." She gets a little ahead of herself. We're dating, but it's not like, It's like, wait, since when are you guys dating? It's like, I thought that was obvious. It's like, well, I've been focusing on my own things and stuff like. It's like, well, off topic, off track. We got to deal with Itachi. Then I'm gonna freaking deal with you. It's like, all right, whatever. So they head off, and they basically arrange it that they're in the lead. They're leading in charge. Sakura and Kakashi are going to be ways back, so as to not get off their position. So they head off. And midway through, Naruto basically gets the idea to basically go into Sage mode because he'll be able to sense chakra that way. And from what they remember, Kasame has a huge amount of chakra. Itachi's chakra is very similar. And right from the get, he's able to pick up Kasame's chakra way off. So more than likely, they determined, similar to how it was in the original, Kasame was there to basically keep team. Were they Team Taka at that point, or were they Team Heavy? I think they were Team Snake at that point. So they keep Team Snake at bay, having Samahata there. And, that's what Kasame's role was. Similar here, he's to keep whoever's with Sasuke at bay, and that's including Naruto, because really, Itachi more wants to talk to Sasuke than Naruto. But still, I mean, if Naruto is there, whatever, but it's not a big concern if, he gets through Kasame. Not that he thinks he will. But Naruto, still in Sage mode, sends a clone out, standstill, collects it. Basically, can't remember how he did it in the original, where he had 2 clones of standby in Miobuku, and, someone won and just immediately got a surge of Sage chakra, of natural chakra. Now, if I remember correctly, Naruto made 2 clones to help with the Rasen Shuriken still, and he had 2 clones of standby. I think that meant at the time, the limit of clones he can make with nature chakra were 4, if I am remembering that right. Now, I think he probably extended that amount later on, but I would put Naruto right around that level right now. He can make 4 clones. So he's got 1 clone on standby, but he can still make 3 more if he needs to, and he's still in Sage mode here. So they, the Naruto basically quick says, hold up, well, don't worry about me. Sasuke's going up ahead. Just just stay and make sure I don't get hurt, and we'll take care of the rest. And Sakura and Kakashi, they trust them. They agree. Kasami's in there, just that sharp grin as they say, "So you brats finally arrived, huh? Well, Itachi's waiting on ahead. I'm only supposed to really let you through, Sasuke. If you can get through me, Naruto, that's fine, but I don't think you will." And Sasuke's like, "No way, it's me. It's both of us or none of us." Like, Sasuke, it's fine. Go on ahead. I'll catch up with you when I can. So, all right, just don't get killed, dweeb. Speak for yourself. Back at you, duck butt. Sasuke heads off. And they're both staring at Zan. Like, so are we gonna do this or what? Do what? I gave my word not to touch you. Please. And Naruto's even like, you're joking, right? The 9-tailed fox container is sitting right in front of you, and you're really not gonna try to bring me in. Besides, we both know you love a good fight. And then Kisami's like, got me there. He holds Samaha there, and they're just kind of staring each other down, and then they clash. So meanwhile, cut to Sasuke finally showing up with Itachi. So you're finally here, little brother. I see Naruto. See Kasami's keeping Naruto occupied. That bastard's not really going to follow through with it. No matter how much he maybe respects you, he's still going to try to take on Naruto. Of course, and I have no doubt Naruto might be able to win, but most likely he will fail. Kasami is too much for even someone like Naruto, to be quite frank. But that's neither here nor there. No, and Itachi's still playing up the villain aspect of it all. But no, Sasuke's like, and cut the crap, Itachi. We both know you're not the villain you're making yourself out to be. And again, Itachi remembers when they brought this up last time, and he's like, what did Mother tell you? She told us that he took out the clan because they were going to start a coup that would cost hundreds of lives in the village, even many of our own and innocent people would get caught in the fray. I spent years wondering if I should hate you for it or forgive you for it. And what did you come to the conclusion of, Sasuke? I came to the conclusion that I can't forgive you for taking father's life, but that doesn't mean I don't understand why you did it. You protected that. You were protecting that which you loved. Me, Naruto, even Mother, and your home. And for that, I can't fault you for what you did. So please, come quietly. We can work something out. You might be in prison, but you'll still be alive. You can help us from prison. Maybe we can work this. We can make something work. And Itachi just looks and is like, "You still don't get it, Sasuke. Yes, I killed the Uchiha. Yes, they were planning a coup, but I did it." And he's basically throwing a lie into the truth, like a half truth. Basically, it's like, yes, I killed them because they were going to create a coup. But more importantly, I did it to test my own power. But now at the time, my time is running low, Sasuke. These eyes will not be able to see much longer. Do you know the price for gaining the power of the Mangekyo Sharingan? Blindness. Eventual blood. Our eyesight continues to deteriorate, and eventual blindness occurs. But there's a way to prevent this. To gain true power. The eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And just, he's like, what is this? But the only way to achieve this is through the eyes of another Uchiha's Sharingan implanted into yours. You, Sasuke, that's the real reason I left you alive. You will be my spare eyes. And, he's playing the maniacal monster. And Sasuke's shocked, but he's still not buying it. It's like, buying it. It's like there's something else. Like, Itachi's not... Even by Itachi's standards, like, something's weird about him right now. And it's obviously because Itachi's actually dying. It's actually never really, when you think about how long, because obviously the episode is like a half hour long, and it's like 2 episodes, I think, between the battle. But how long in real time do you think that fight actually was? Probably not much longer than like 15 minutes, if we're going to be honest. Itachi would not lasting very long. But anyway, and so Itachi, the fight begins, and the Genjutsu, and then the Ninjutsu. Sasuke is struggling, but he fires the Amaterasu at Sasuke. He uses Earth Release, which I'm sure Kakashi taught him at least a little bit. Kind of starts stamping out the Amaterasu. And basically he says, like, very well, I don't know why you're still trying to play the villain, brother. But if that's the way you'll have it, then I will do what you did. To protect that I care about, my family, the ones I love, and my village. And, he fires the dragon flame bombs up into the sky. I don't know if that was Great Fire Dragon Flame Bomb. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what that one was called. The Fire Dragon Jutsu, which was more designed as a setup jutsu. Then so be it. I'll protect him, and he basically, creates Kirin. And Kirin shows up, and Itachi's Itachi was like, I need to activate Susanoo now. He was like, oh crap. And it's like, if that's the case, farewell, brother. Be gone with a thunderclap. And then just, brings down Kirin. And Sasuke is huffing and puffing. Sasuke was exhausted by the end of that fight, and he still had the advantage of the curse mark at that point. Now Sasuke is like, he's near done. Just, it's that impressive. If I had been a millisecond slower, I would have died there. It's like, how did you survive that? And then obviously Susanoo shows up. And so tell me, brother, do you have any more tricks left in you? Now would be the time to use them. And he's coming, and Sasuke's throwing everything he can. He's throwing explosive bombs. He throwing a little bit of like fire chakra, like whatever he can, but it's not working. You are my eyes, Sasuke. You are my eyes. And Susanoo's is still flickering on up. It's like a ribcage at this point. There's nothing more you can. And all of a sudden, a voice shouts out, "Collaboration wins the war style. Take that Rasengan!" And basically, all of a sudden, Naruto comes out with an attack of Rasen Shuriken mixed with. He hasn't mastered what the next step of the Rasen Whirlpool would be, but the Rasen Whirlpool, basically combining the water and the water and the wind style together with just two separate arms, probably with a clone too, combined with the Sage mode, and it's basically now a typhoon, basically rocks Itachi to his core. Granted, he's still got the Susanoo ribcage, but as we've seen, enough force is actually capable of breaking those. And it just slams him straight into the ground, straight into like a little cliff, because he was still next to a cliff, and like the ribcage is broken. He's still intact, but the concussive force is just rattling. Just Naruto, you actually made it after all. You actually got through Kasami, but how? Cut back to that entire scenario where Kasami and Naruto are fighting. We cut back to Naruto using Gale Palm. It's like, is that the best you've got, brat? Water style, exploding water, shockwaves, water style, water wall, using the water from Kasame. Water style, water dragon jutsu. Is there a water style, water dragon jutsu? What? Nah, not so fast. Tornado fist. Yeah, Samahara. And then, he's just sucking up the wind chakra. Damn. As Naruto at this point has run out of Sage mode, because Sage mode probably would have ran out a little early in the fight. And so Naruto sees that his attack gets sucked up by Samahara. It's like, yeah, you see, Brett, Samahara doesn't cut; it shaves. And more importantly, if you remember the first confrontation we had, it loves to devour chakra. Isn't that right, Samahara? It's like, it's like, you like to eat chakra, huh? And then he pops the clone. It's like, then eat this Rasengan. It's like, Sage, our great ball Rasengan. It's not quite the Jiraiya's Rasengan, where it's that huge one, but it's big. Like, we've seen him use it. It's like, I told you that's not gonna work. And just slams Samahara into it, and Samahara starts to absorb the chakra, but immediately, because remember, Samahara is partial. It's not exactly explained how sentient Samahara is, but it is sentient. It is actually like somehow a living thing. It's not a creature per se. It's a living sword with a mouth and everything, but it is a little odd. But it feeds the chakra. But remember, what happens if you don't know how to balance natural chakra, as we saw with the Predapath Bane? But it stops and actually has to take the hit because it's eating bad chakra. It's not supposed to. It's like, Samahara, what are you? Samahara actually starts to shake a bit because Samahara, it feeds on chakra and it likes certain chakra, but as far as we can tell, it's not chakra sensitive. It doesn't sense chakra. It might be able to pick up on something after it's consumed it, but as far as we can tell, it doesn't sense chakra. It's not a sensor type of sword. It just absorbs chakra. So Samahara wouldn't initially know not to eat the Sage or enhanced Rasengan. So as it's starting to be like, what Samahara? What did you do? What? And it just turns to like, Samahara, what did you do? What did you do? And all of a sudden, he sees Naruto right in his face, like, because remember, Sage mode, Frogta, he's bleeding, his nose bleeding. What did you do? Say natural chakra is a tricky thing, Kasame. Kasame, if you don't know how to balance it properly, you'll end up turning into a frog. Or worse yet, a stone statue of a frog. What? He's like, yeah, that line wasn't as badass as I thought it'd be. Point being, if you don't, Naruto just explains it. If you don't balance your natural chakra right, you're actually going to end up turning to stone, like your sword did right there. You little brat! And then Naruto's already got Tornado Fist ready. And at this point, he's learned how to use um, the Rasen Whirlpool correctly. So, or water style Rasengan at this point. Because that's the way it takes the form of, in this case, a whirlpool. And the way a whirlpool works is it sucks you in. The force of the whirlpool sucks you down. The way I depict it as is like when the water Rasengan hits you, it kind of acts like a water version of the tornado fish a little bit. There is like a whirlpool of water that comes towards you, but sucks you in and then explodes out. So Naruto immediately just boom, just basically craters Kasame. Um, Meanwhile, Sakura and Kakashi both get there. It's like, well, Naruto, are you okay? It's like, I'm fine, don't worry. We got to get to Sasuke. And it's like, well, Sakura and I will deal with Kasame, as Kasame's pretty much just knocked out cold. But he's not dead, but he's knocked out cold. Naruto basically says, finish putting the touches on Kasame. Kill him or keep him contained or keep him under wraps or, tie him up. Whatever you need to do. We can take him back to the village later. And then that's where Naruto came in to fight against Itachi. And again, using up the rest of his sage chakra, he's just, Sasuke, you okay? It's like, it took you long enough. He's like, well, sorry, the Shark Man wasn't easy. It's like, you beat Kasame. So that's how you did it, Naruto. Impressive. But it doesn't mean anything. You're both out of luck. You're both done. Sasuke's eyes will be mine. And Naruto, that now is like going into Fox Chakra mode, goes into two-tail state. Now remember, Naruto at this point, he has better control over these states than he did in the original. So one tail, he was pretty much in control. He's just a bit more feral. Two-tail, we really never see him in two-tail, actually. We see him briefly go into it once, and that was it. And then three-tail, we still see him in, and apparently he's still... Oh, hello. Yeah, but anyway, apparently he's still in control. It's just he seemed almost pretty much gone. So, where was I going with that? I got distracted. My sister just came in. I didn't even know she was going to come in. I didn't even know she was outside. Yeah, once you get the four tails. But in this case, it's kind of like all upgraded. Like two tail, he can kind of hold that a lot. But it's like two tails, like one tail to him. One tail's like just standard chakra cloak. So he's in two tail at this point. He's still ready to go if he needs to. But it's but at this point, they get ready to fight, and Itachi's just finally just sorry. I guess I won't be able to take them after all. As he just kind of near them, and he just kind of poof, and he just hits the ground on it, just lying there, just Itachi, and Naruto calms immediately down from the chakra cloak, and it's like Itachi is like Naruto, Sasuke, tell me, how he's I don't have much time left. Tell me how how's your life been? Well, it's like he just like wants them to at least know a little bit about his brothers before he goes. Like, have you led good lives? It's like, yes. Do you think you'll find loves? Naruto's like, I think I may have already. I think I found some. Really? Yeah. She's Garces, the One Tails, the Kazekage sister. That's nice, Naruto. Do you think Mother will be? What about you, Sasuke? It's like I am seeing my teammate and stuff like. All of a sudden, they're just finally having those moments as brothers. It's like, do you think Mother will ever forgive me? Do you think she can be happy? It's like, well, she actually was able to find. She's actually seeing Kakashi Sensei. I don't know if they're going to get married, but they seem pretty happy. And Itachi, for all it's worth, is actually able to put a smile and a little bit of like a surprise joke. Really? She actually was able to find someone again. I'm glad. Sasuke, Naruto, please forgive me. It's like, we already did. It's like, I was lucky to be your brother. Don't. And he's barely like, my eyes. Don't forget my eyes. He can't have them. And he fades. And they both kind of, they're mourning him a little bit. And it's like, what do you think he meant? What do you think he meant by that? He meant that he's being a party pooper. Or he meant that he's not playing by the rules. And they turn around and they see Toby there, Obito, Madara, or is it Madara Uchiha, or Madara Uchiha, as he's currently being known as at the moment. Toby, but then we know it's Obito. It's like, he's Akatsuki. It's like, yes, and it seems Itachi's being a very bad boy. Unfortunately, unfortunately, this isn't something I can allow. And that's where we're going to end it right now, mostly because I'm getting some interruptions right now. So thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoy. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Where is it going to go from here? Who knows? Trust me, I know where I'm going from here. I'm just asking you, where do you think it's going? Where Obito's showing up? Put in the comments below. Let me know. Wow, I'm off at the moment. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have an idea for who would win, put in the who would win. What if who would win Star Wars Magic? Anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to it at some point. Yeah. Hit that bell if you want notifications, ideas for reviews, anything like that. Put that in the comments below as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, folks.